I love Formula One.
Hey, hey, hey!
Hey, wake your ass up. Let's go. It's race time.
Anyone in my life knows that I love Formula One, and my plan of action today is for you to join me as I make some F1 related keychains for my small business. And by small business, I mean I sell niche fandom related jewelry and accessories on Depop. So yeah, and basically I want to attempt to make just some regular keychains and also turn this atrocious minifig, I don't even know if this is a minifigure, into a keychain that I've been seeing on TikTok and Pinterest, and I've been calling this one just the generic F1 car. And correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know what this is supposed to be. I know it's not the safety car. I'm pretty sure because I have the big Lego of the safety car, but it just says F1 and it's very disappointing when I opened it. So I'm gonna try to attempt to make that into a keychain. I don't know how to multitask. Not that I don't know, I don't think I'm very good at multitasking. So this might just end up being a voiceover video, but I'm gonna try my best.
And it's all too much for little Lando Norris. He just needs a bit of sleep.
But Formula One has really changed how I run my small business, and I'm very hesitant to call it a small business. It's just a hobby. I guess I'm just gonna call it a hobby. Like I don't have I don't receive a lot of income from that. It's just something that I've done since October 2020, and when I first started, it was really just like Twilight, Harry Potter, female musicians, Marvel type of jewelry. And business has also developed into, I keep calling it a business, it's a business, fine, like I'm convincing myself it's a business, into photo cards. So I have some orders that I need to pack. The first one is this Franco Colapinto little photo card. Oh, if it would focus. I love him. He's literally, of course, like if you couldn't tell, I'm Mexican, I love Latinos, mi gente latino. Okay, this is Max and Charles, Gabrielle, more Max, oh, Joao Felix. I'm also a big soccer fan, so there is a couple soccer players. I don't have a lot. I used to sell a lot of like soccer related like prints, but I think it's fallen off. Not like the sport, but in my little selling. Yeah, now we got Pedri. Is it Gavi? No, that's Pedri. Oops, yeah, this is Gavi. Not the biggest Barca fan, so yeah. And of course, my other Mexican in the IndyCar world is Pato O'Ward. Love him. He's incredible. I love IndyCar as well. I don't think I've ever watched a race, but I will continue to support my Mexicans. This is my setup right now. I'm first gonna go through some beads, kind of like try to do a little color scheme, try my best. I really love stars, so I'm gonna try to incorporate that. I have a couple of little white star beads left. I don't know if I want to do pink. No, the pink doesn't look good. What a lighter. No, okay, we'll keep it with white. Women in motorsports are so important to me. I want to first say that it is okay for you to find the drivers attractive. I do. Like, honestly, I don't understand why men want to diminish women or like female fans simply because they like one of the drivers or think the driver is attractive. Like, if that's what gets you into the sport and it extends beyond that, amazing. Like, there's no reason for that to be an issue. And I feel with like that kind of concept, loyalty comes into play a lot. Like, if you find a driver attractive, it's like, oh, you're not a loyal fan because you only find them attractive. Like, what do you know about the cars? And I've experienced that so much. I think, how long has it been? Like 2 years since I've been a fan of this sport. And as I mentioned before, like I'm a big soccer fan. I grew up playing soccer. It's been my entire life. So there's a lot of male dominance in that really sucks. But I'm genuinely not afraid to be feminine or make this sport feminine, because if that's what I like, so be it. Like, I'm not gonna stop myself from being myself because a man tells me to. And not to bring up One Direction again, but I have to bring it up. A lot of like what you see in the F1 fandom, I'm like hesitant to call it fandom, but I am, because that's the term, that's the correct term. I was gonna say it's the academic term. I mean, it kind of is. Yeah, it really is. A lot of the female fan base does act like Directioners did, like again with the meme culture, fan fiction, edits have about maybe a little less than 200 edits saved, and I really don't care because it is something so ingrained in my personal like fan culture that I'm gonna continue to do it. The One Direction to F1 pipeline is so real. I think it was last year when Louis Tomlinson dropped this photo with Charles Orlando. I could be wrong, but that changed my world. Like, I already knew, like, a lot of the One Direction boys were into, like, F1, strip that down, F1 Ferrari, 6, however the lyrics go, rest in peace Liam, miss you every day. Kind of have, like, my little color scheme going on, so I'm going through some of my charms that I have. I have these cute little, I'm so sorry if that's so loud, these cherries I think I want to incorporate. I think a lot of what the fans act like or like post about and the kind of like content is very reminiscent of Directioners and just that early to mid 2010s fandom. And also I keep seeing these memes, and I've been seeing them for a while, of like, this is One Direction, and I had posted it in my last video, and a lot of like people headcanon, I haven't said that in a really long time, kind of like headcanon the F1 drivers to the One Direction member. My personal headcanons, y'all already know I love Franco Colapinto, so he will be Niall in my book, but I think generally the consensus is that Lando is Niall, and then Louis is Zayn, Harry might be Charles, I could be wrong, like I'm trying to remember, and then Liam, oh, who is Liam? Who would Liam be? Oh, Liam is George. Bye. I'm hesitant to share this anecdote because I'm scared that some people will recognize who I'm speaking about, but it really does emphasize the toxicity and overall misogyny in the F1 world. And I think at the end of the day, I'm here to educate on these niche topics, so I will share this little anecdote. So someone that I was romantically involved with, and I say romantically loosely, if you know who I'm talking about, you know what that means, but he was a very big F1 fan, and when I first got into the sport, like I said, in 2023, I kind of like texted him like, hey, I really got into F1, I know you're into it too, like this is something we can bond over and kind of like learn to trust each other again and kind of like get back into what it felt like to be in a relationship again. Again, I'm saying that very loosely, if you can clock who I'm talking about. Yeah, so essentially this man-child said, you're not a real fan because you think Charles is attractive.
What is stupid?
Okay.
I'm going home.
And in that moment, I was like, oh no, like, that's not it. And I was like, I really like Checo, like, he's the second best right now. Like, look, he's at Red Bull literally doing what a lot of people couldn't. And he was like, well, of course you like him. He's Mexican.
Are you okay?
As you can tell, I'm very Mexican. I love being Mexican. I have always said that I'm Mexican first and a woman second, which in retrospect is very problematic, but this is what it looks like so far. And I think I've decided what phrase, for some reason, box just won't leave my head. So I feel like that's, and also, I don't know, Charles is here. I don't know what he's doing here. He kind of just decided to show up. I do want to go back and talk about why I love F1 so much and kind of get a little deep and personal about it. I value representation so much. Truthfully, I feel like anyone who knows me or knows of me knows how much I value representation. At least in my concentration, a lot of what we learn and are taught is very Eurocentric and Western. And I've always wanted to like study journalism. It is something I've always wanted to do and pursue, especially sports journalism. I love entertainment. As you can tell, like media and entertainment is something that I see myself doing for the rest of my life. The downside of that is that there's not a lot of people that look like me. And by people, I mean women of color, Latinas, Mexicans, Chicanas. There's people that don't look like me in that business. And as sappy as it sounds, seeing Checo Perez in a European-dominated sport really, despite him being a man, like I know there's certain adversities that he will never experience, but there is some correlation with us both being people of color and Mexicans in specific. Like it kind of told me and like reassured me that there's a space for me in that sport. Again, with women, I yapped a lot, and I got into the crafting, so voiceover coming soon. And here is that voiceover because God knows that I can't multitask. We have Marissa Teresa de Felips, who was the first woman to compete in Formula One from 1958 to 1959. Lella Lombardi was a driver from 1974 to 1976, and she remains the only woman to score points in a Formula One race at the 1975 Spanish Grand Prix, as she scored half a point. Davina Galitza originally started her sports career as a skier. She later became a driver in 1976 and 1978. Her first entry was in the 1976 British Grand Prix, and that Grand Prix actually made history as it is the only F1 race to have two female racers, including herself and Lombardi. Desiree Wilson is the only woman to win a variation of an F1 race, as she took pole at the Brands Hatch race of the 1980 British Aurora F1 Championship. And she's also currently the only woman to have been licensed to drive in a kart IndyCars event and also hold a super license. Susie Wolf needs no introduction. She is genuinely one of my heroes in F1, and she's currently the managing director of F1 Academy. In 2014, she became the first woman to participate in a Formula One weekend since 1992. Her work with F1 Academy does not go unnoticed, and I'm eager to see what else she does because her influence is genuinely amazing. And despite me not being behind the wheel or having any intentions to get behind the wheel anytime soon, she has influenced me. Again, this is just a crash course, so here are some notable figures that I think you should really look at, including some Latinas and past F1 principals, engineers, and current drivers. This has probably been one of the most awkward and inconsistent videos that I've ever filmed. And again, this is only my second video. And it's about to get even more inconsistent because I forgot to mention that Latinos, well, I didn't forget to mention, I think it's pretty obvious, but here's another crash course about Latinos in Formula One. But first, get rid of these cute graphics because I have some things to say. Carlos Sainz, please stop saying you're Latino. You're Spanish, as in European. I feel like I won't do Ayrton Senna any justice by speaking about him, so I'm just gonna leave it here. He's a Formula One legend, Brazilian. What more could a person want? Juan Manuel Fangio is another legend, Argentine legend. Nelson Piquet is another Brazilian Formula One legend, honing in 23 wins and 3 world championships, but a lot of you may know him as Max Verstappen's father-in-law. Pedro Rodriguez de la Vega, Mexico's first F1 driver. He had 2 wins and honestly, just a legend. Pastor Maldonado is Venezuela's only F1 race winner, and he won the Spanish Grand Prix. I know y'all hate to hear me say it, but it's Checo Perez's turn. 6 wins, 39 podiums, 3 pole positions, and let's not forget, he was second in the championship position. I'm hoping and praying that Cadillac signs him. I know there was rumors that we're going to hear about it after the Hungarian Grand Prix. I still have my hopes up, but I think it's interesting to note that when I heard that he was fired from Red Bull, I ended up in the hospital not even 20 minutes later with appendicitis. Now to current drivers, everyone's favorite Brain Rock King, Gabriel Bortoleto, currently having 14 points. His highest race finish was 6, and he has back-to-back F3 and F2 titles. Another Brazilian legend in the making. Lastly, we have Franco Colapinto, who has 5 career points. His highest race finish was 8th, and in Formula 2, he actually won the sprint race for Imola. Fun fact, I actually studied abroad in Buenos Aires, Argentina last year, so me being a fan of, or like supporting Franco Colapinto is very personal to me because it feels like the closest thing I have to supporting another Mexican driver. Essentially gonna go into here. Let's see if I love it or hate it. Kind of scared. Wait, this is kind of cute. Okay, definitely gonna have to like try to remake it. Well, it's not too bad. Definitely will not be selling this one. This is so bad. Like, this is really just for me, and I'm gonna put it on my backpack for the upcoming semester. So, yeah.
It's Friday then, it's Saturday.